Good morning. Welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 7th of February. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you have to really think about these things, guys, don't you? First off, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here. We've built a little community of like-minded people. Like buttons, guys, you know the drill, and please comment down below. It takes me a day or two to get back to you because we're on different sides of the world, but I do get there in the end. It's great to share with each other what's going on in our countries because we often don't see it on the mainstream media. We know we only get fed certain types of information that seem to suit the current narrative and agenda that seems to be rolling out on everybody's doorstep. Cheers, everybody. I've got my cup of tea. Yes, I went and had some more acupuncture yesterday, guys. I know a lot of you out there have been suffering a lot of aches, pains, and ailments as well as we're ascending through our spiritual awakening process. If you have arrived on this channel, that means you are awake and now you're just growing and evolving spiritually. Doing all the guides keep telling us we're doing our master's degree in spirituality this year, which is certainly, I must say, being very challenging. We relate it to the Mulder and Scully out of X-Files show. We're having to put everything into an order this year just to get our head around it because there's a lot going on. And I don't think we could really deny that, guys. Also, yes, the acupuncture, getting back to, went really well yesterday on my neck. Oh, my neck is feeling so different. I've had 4 sessions now. And she even did some cupping on my back for my lymphatic system, and she said it helps the lungs. So my cough does feel a little better today, I have to say. So I'm at the end of a virus, guys, but hopefully it's all starting to improve. So I did get some cupping as well yesterday using the Chinese treatments, the old ancient Chinese treatments, and I've got to tell you, it's working on my neck big time. And I'm still on my Chinese herbs, and thanks all for your wonderful suggestions as well, guys. But I am sleeping. Like I said, I'm still on my valerian root tea. Anyway, enough about me. You don't want to hear all about me. After I actually took my hubby up too, and he got his neck worked on as well. His was really sore too. I think everyone's just carrying an enormous amount of stress, aren't we? Like, just in general, even as awake people, you know, we still get the ripple effects of these things too. So with a lot of people waking up this year, they're going to have to go through a lot of stress, unfortunately, before things start to really improve. So I actually took him to my little vintage shop up in Canberra. That it's called Dirty Jane's. It's such a brilliant shop. There's one in Barrel as well. There's a sister shop. And it's a concept of just all these little vintage shops hire these spaces, and it's like one great big shop, and it's got a coffee shop. Like, it's really beautiful. And I bought some little treasures. You know, I did. I can't help myself because I'm creating a shelf thing in my lounge room, guys, and having all, you know, you get like a beautiful antique timber, like, it's like a wall hanging with little boxes in it. So I've been picking up little bits and pieces along the way to eventually, when I manifest my wall hanging, to put in it. So I'll just show you what I got. It's a little tin cottage. It's not vintage, it's new. They have new and old things, and it's a little, like a little doll's house, really. It's so cute. Reminds me of England. It's like a very old cottage. Isn't it cute? So I got that little cottage. Oh, I got this little old car. Isn't that beautiful? I like little old things. So a little car. You know, it's like, it's really heavy, like it's like metal or whatever you call it. I don't know what it's made of. I don't know, but I like it anyway. And I fell in love with this little bear. Look how cute. He just made me feel happy, so I just bought him. I just get things if I really resonate with things that make me feel happy. I know you guys understand that. It's probably a koala bear, I'm guessing by the ears, but it just made me happy. So I just got him because he's nice and happy and smiling. So there's some of the treasures I bought. Admin, I haven't really got much admin, guys. The only admin we've really got is Clown Show 2.0 continuing as usual. But, oh yes, Raw Kardashians, I suppose, are the only one that really comes to mind. We've got Harry racing around all over the countryside to get to his dad. You know, I don't think Chucky's on death's door, but you know, we don't really know what's going on with all of this, but we've got the Harry, you know, he's still on his privacy tour apparently, but he is now back in the spotlight again, being chased by the paparazzi. He's still where he was. How many years ago did they leave bloody UK? Well, the same thing's still going on. He's still being chased by the paparazzi. The one thing he didn't want to happen. Like, I don't understand any of this. Do you? You guys in the UK, it must fry your brains over there. Cheers, everyone. I'm matching my cup again today. Freezing overnight here. I have to put my little jacket on this morning because I'm so cold. Oh, it's like the cool weather's coming early. Oh, anyway, I suppose it's inevitable. You guys over there, overseas, need to have a bit of sunshine. You've had that many grey sky days over winter, haven't you? And not all made by Mother Nature, as we know here on my channel. All right, I'll close my eyes, guys. We'll get started. Look, I haven't forgotten to do the other country readings. I've still got to do quite a few countries, actually. America being one of them. I haven't forgotten. I'm just trying to get myself well. And then I can focus properly on things. All right, let's get started, guys, and see what comes up. I'm getting the gift that keeps on giving. We know the CV virus has become immortal now. It just keeps on giving. There's variants here and variants there, and it's mutating into this and that, and it's changing. And I think pretty much all of us here could say we've pretty much had the JN1 variant, because a lot of us seem to have had the same sort of thing where it was like a flu, then, you know, sore throat, went to our chest, blah, blah, blah. So it's a gift that keeps on giving. But I am getting on the horizon. There's the, they're saying the plandemic. We know they've been talking about the X thing at Davos, the WEF, but I am getting the word plandemic. But I feel like it'll be later in the year. It's not happening just yet. There's too much going on. See, financially, they're destroying people's lives. People are so exhausted and tired from all of this financial crisis. So we might not hear about the plandemic. Well, we know it's kind of been a plandemic for the last 4 years, really, right in the original beginning of all of this. But we know there's probably more to come. We know it ain't over yet, because they're going to have to pull something out. Because there are a shitload of people waking up globally at the moment with the farmer protests, which is brilliant. So I am getting that more towards the end of the year, that there might be... Well, the guides are calling it Plandemic 2.0. So I think, you know, we know it was, well, like Bill Gates and everyone says, you know, what if another one happened again? Will we be prepared? Will we know what to do? Like, you know, and they called it the X disease, wasn't it, or something? So we might hear more about this at the end of the year, the new Plandemic 2.0. It just doesn't end, does it? It just gets funnier, this event. I hope we don't hear about it. Ugh. Imagine if they tried to bring back all the masks and mandates. People would surely just say no. We just all need to say no. I think it was you, Chris, again, saying the other day, you know, there's like a handful of them and just billions of us. Like, how are we not sort of winning this? Hey, how's the balance so out of whack? No logical sense at all in this. All right, let's keep going. I'm getting something about Pearl Harbor, remembering Pearl Harbor. I'm not getting much, but I am getting Pearl Harbor. It's showing me people coming together. I don't know if it's some sort of gathering for that date. I'm getting Pearl Harbor. Oh, it could even be maybe people question a lot about Pearl Harbor too. You know, we have a lot of questions. The BS detectors here on my channel, we do question a lot of things and why things happen. You know, example, moon landing. Was it real? Wasn't it not real? You know, so many questions. And actually, who was it? I think it was you, Taffy. Who was? Someone said to me the other day, and I was telling my hubby about it. Sorry, I get muddled up sometimes, guys. You know I do. Forgive me if I do, because I read so many comments. And you were saying about, oh, it might have been MB or Target. Oh, sorry, guys, I just can't remember. And you were saying how there's no way that we could have had communication with the moon, 55 years ago or something like that. And I thought about it, and I thought that's spot on. And it was funny because as we were driving to Canberra, we got out of town and I rang my daughter or something, and then it cut out. And my hubby and I were talking about it, and we said, yeah, they can't even get the networks right with all the 5G. And like in a country town, you leave town and it just cuts out. You've got no service. So like they would have been able to service to the moon 55 years ago. I thought that was a really brilliant point, actually. Sorry if I can't remember who said it. I feel bad. But it was such a great point. I just want to share it with you guys because I really agreed with that. I thought there is no way their communication, you know, they've got the movie Parks. No, it's called The Dish. It's a good movie, actually, if you want to go watch it. The Dish got some great music and soundtracks in it, all sort of from the 60s. Great music. And that was Parks Forbes, which is here in Australia, a couple of hours away from where I live, you know, and they picked up the communication with the moon. Like, you know, so many questions we have, guys, don't we? It's all like a giant setup, isn't it? Anyway, getting back to, I'm getting these questions about Pearl Harbor. You know, I don't know much about Pearl Harbor, to be honest, but, you know, were these things like allowed to happen is what I'm getting. Like, did people look away knowing something could happen? I don't know. I'm just getting question marks around Pearl Harbor. If you know anything about it, guys, share it with us. But I am getting, it's either like a commemoration day, but there's also questions around some of these things and why they were allowed to happen, or, you know, were they preventable? I'm just getting that. Because these are big deals on the world stage, aren't they? They're big incidences that most of us have heard of. But, you know, we don't know, are these things all part of it, the plans, you know, global government plans? We don't know. We know this has been going on for a long time, more than 4 years, hasn't it, as we all know here. All right. I am getting Hawaii again and the Maui fires, as we know. So many questions there. I'm getting Hawaii's being separated from Maui. See, I think Maui, Lahaina, they were an important part of Hawaii, but I feel now there's this like separation going on. Oh yes, we knew that would happen, because we know the elites are going to be moving in there soon, and that'll become their own little island. So I am getting that. There's this separation now. Maui's becoming separated. It's like, well, because it's being put in the kind of burnt bin, like because it's been burnt and it's, well, you know, uninhabitable, so they say, as they've got the bulldozers there, like just bulldozing everything to the ground and getting ready for a rebuild, maybe, you know, like the big resorts for the global elites, possibly. I'm not sure, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens over time in Maui. But I'm getting that it's quite separate now to Hawaii. It's going to become its own, well, island of, well, wealth is what I'm getting. Anyway, that was a nightmare, that whole experience for those people. All right. Oh, I told you about the Rip Curl the other day, guys, the surf brand that got rid of that Bethany with the one arm that had the shark attack, who was the female model. Well, they're backtracking, aren't they? They're backtracking. And they're having to ditch the transgender person that they were using because there was so much backlash. People were, they showed videos and that of people burning all their Rip Curl products and everything. People don't want all this wokeness, idiotness. They've had enough. So I don't know. Obviously, my hubby and I are talking about, we're pretty sure that Rip Curl has to be owned by some big corporate of some sort, whether it's BlackRock, who knows? They seem to own everything else, or Vanguard. But apparently they are owned by someone that's making the decisions in the background, which aren't great decisions if you're wanting your company to be profitable. Like, no one has an issue with transgender. It's not even a big deal. We understand people get born in the wrong bodies. These things can happen. We're all just spiritual beings. But the thing is, if you're going to advertise female clothing, how's it going to sell on a male who's won surf competitions as a male and then just puts a female swimsuit on? I don't think he's even been, half of these people haven't even been through a transgender process, I don't think. I think they're just identifying as a woman now, because you can do that. And they're going into all the change rooms and everything. Like, imagine it. Like, just imagine that. And the thing is, imagine all, we know here on this channel how many sick, perverted, psychotic lunatics are out there that would just suddenly put on women's clothing and say they're a transgender and now they're a woman. Just so they could get into the change rooms, basically. We know that's going on big time. How are people not seeing all this, guys? How are they not seeing that none of this is normal? Anyway, all right, let's keep going. It just baffles me. I can't help but spit it out, because I'm bewildered and baffled that people just stand by. Look at Australia. I keep telling you, gutless wonders. No one's doing shit down here, guys. Nothing. It's the same old people. You know, the freedom fighter, Maverick, Rebel, Braveheart bikers down here in Oz, we've had a gutful. We're not standing up to fight their battles anymore. These people are going to have to do it themselves, because I'm not doing it anymore. All we do is get ostracized, vilified. Actually, it's funny, because we went into the coffee shop yesterday here, and we were talking to a couple of friends of my hubby's. Well, they come into his work, and they're sort of awake. Well, they are awake. And I said something like, oh, it's all happening this year. They were making jokes about predictions. And you know how you could sort of feel people are like kind of half laughing at you? And it's just like, well, how can you be laughing? Like this, your world is falling down around you. I don't know. I guess people were probably laughing because they just can't believe this is real. This is their life and what's happening. I don't know. I just get so muddled up. We're so sensitive to energy. We pick up everything people do, don't we, guys? And it takes you back sometimes, because you're like, I think that's why it's so frustrating for all of us here on this channel as sensitives, intuitives. A lot of you are psychics. That's our normal. That's who we are. But it's still frustrating, because it's almost like no one accepts it still. Sorry, sometimes I just got to have a rant. I say that to my hubby, my girlfriend. Well, not that I've got any left, really. They don't ever ask me anything about this channel. They don't ask me, you know, what messages I'm getting. Like, they just will not talk about it. People's fears are so great. I don't even know. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like we're still like witches and all that sort of thing, but we just don't get burned at the stake. We just get ostracized and vilified and just not taken seriously, and it's very frustrating. Sorry, guys, that's just been on my mind a bit lately. You know, and with all the conspiracies coming to fruition, they still, no one will acknowledge that, will they? They will not look at you and go, how did you know all this like years ago? They still pretend that they want to pretend that they knew, or they've always had this piece together, you know? And sometimes it's just frustrating. I know you guys understand. Sorry, just having a whinge. All right, let's get back to the reading. It's just the strangest experience, isn't it? Yeah, I keep getting it. I got it yesterday. They're really trying to eliminate meat out of the diet now. And of course, see, they're blaming the climate. We know they are, because it's all about the emissions. And, there was something actually. There was, my hubby and I, there's something came up on Sky News the other day, and it was about, they were interviewing this woman. She wouldn't even have been, seriously, 26. No offense to anyone young out there, but you could tell she'd just like done her uni degree, and she was working on the carbon emissions and how if they changed the soils or if these farmers transition to this special soil, it was something about what they're putting in the soil, you know. Anyway, and she was like really full on serious about it. And I said to Tim, this girl, I said, has never been a farmer. She's never got out there. She's never done the hard yards, felt the isolation, had to deal with drought, you know, floods, all the above, the financial stress of it all. I said she's come straight out of uni and she's been indoctrinated with these new fandangled emission-saving ideas, carbon emission-saving ideas, which as we know here is all bullshit anyway, how to save the environment. You know, I think they need to throw some of these people who are trying to implement things out on a real farm and realise how tough it is being a farmer. Because this girl was just like full on trying to sell her ideas, and it was like, actually, no, you know what it was on? It was on ABC. And ABC's the most left channel you could ever get here in Australia. I was flicking around and it just popped up and we're like, what's she talking about? And she was like showing the soil and how, I don't even know what it was, to be quite honest. I won't go into too much detail. But it was more about her talking about it, like she knew how this was all going to work and how it was going to just be so much better for all the farmers. And I thought, oh my God, dear, you've got no idea. They have no idea, but they're brainwashed with all this save the planet and save your environment and, you know, farmers are destroying the world. Like, get over it. We know who's destroying the world, and it definitely is not the farmers. Cotton Swab comes to mind and all these bloody puppet masters and puppets and, I don't know, guys. I'm just having one of those days where I think I'm a little bit over all this garbage that everybody's being fed. We know it's straight out lies. Oh, most of it, 3/4 or more, is straight out lies. I just can't believe they can feed people anything and people just go, oh, okay, and believe it. How? You know, because, like example, and I know you guys have had this, my mum, you know, because the TV and the doctors and everyone said, you know, don't go near your family if they're unjabbed. I haven't seen her for 5 years because I reckon she's still paranoid of me going in the house. Oh, and she's all boosted up, and I always say, well, you've had all your boosters, why are you worried? But yes, that still continues, guys. Well, she said we can visit now if we choose. Oh, no thanks. I just ring her up and talk on the phone because I don't know. Things just aren't the same, are they, guys? I know you understand. I know a lot of you have trouble with family and friends still as well. It's a little tricky to navigate sometimes. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm a bit doom and gloom today. All right. Hang on. I'm just getting, you know, as we go through our filing system this year, we're going to start nutting this out. We're going to start marrying things together. Like, we're going to realise that number A file is connected to number S file. And then number S file is also related to number Y file. So we're going to actually piece things together quite well this year, but we have to be organised in our thinking in order to join the dots kind of thing and marry all the files together. Because it's going to be a very disjointed year, and I think we could all agree that it already has been. There's a lot of confusion even for us. So we've just got to keep this clear, methodical mind. All right. Because this is what the guides are saying. There's going to be a lot of information just like streaming to us now. Like, you know, they're relating it to like a streaming service on your TV. You know, you get, once upon a time, you could only watch like one show at a time. Whereas now you can watch like a whole series and do a big binge watch, and you can watch one show after the other, after the other, after the other. Well, that's what they're sort of saying to me, the information that's going to be coming at us. It's going to be streaming to us. It's going to be just one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. That's the image I'm getting. That's why it's so important. Like, when we get bits of information, we file it. Then we get another lot of information and we file that. So we can do the methodical thinking. It's very important that we use our, well, we have been really using our logical mind for the last 4 years when a lot of people weren't able to use this, unfortunately, due to the mass psychosis that happened in the very beginning and the brainwashing that went on. But we're very fortunate that we're able to still tap into our logical mind and use it, as well as our feeling places, our heart space, but we also will get the balance right this year with our logical mind, because it's going to really come into play this year for us as well. Because, as we know here, none of this makes any sense at all. None of it. I always think about the people waking up that are going through their awakening. Like, imagine going through your awakening this year. Like, you'd be just bombarded. You'd be thinking, what? What are they doing? And then, bang, something else comes out. Be overwhelming. So we have to be very patient. We got that the other day. Be very patient with these people waking up. Not bombard them with everything. And especially probably, like they're saying, not a lot of things from the last 4 years. We don't have to repeat that cycle anymore. Let it all go. We keep getting the pull-up anchor. We can't stay connected to the past, guys. We have to keep, creating and moving our lives forward. It's very important. Okay, I'll see if there's one more thing and then we might pull some cards, guys. I'm getting England's coming. We keep getting it. England's rising. England's coming. We know we've got the Chucky Royal Kardashian show distracting everyone with Harry, like I said, racing in to see Chucky. From the sushi train, we could call him, that's about to hit everyone. Sushi's, we've got the good distraction because sushi's not so popular at the moment. People are not happy with all the things that are going on in the UK. So I am getting that. They're showing me too, you guys like a band marching along. Like, I'm just getting this. I'm just getting these drummers, like drummers leading the charge. It could be a vibrational beat too that I'm getting, but I'm just seeing that UK, I'm just seeing, or really the image I'm getting is you guys marching forward to have your say. Oh, it has to happen over there, guys. It has to. It has to. I wouldn't keep getting the messages if it wasn't going to happen. Hang on. I don't think it's going to get really volatile or anything like that, so don't sort of panic or anything. I don't see that. I just see people standing up and fighting back. I'm not seeing a lot of violence. I'm not seeing, you might get a few arrests and a couple that get out of control or whatever, because you've got a bit of a mix of races over there now with the immigration. You've got a large variety of people, and some, are like ticking time bombs ready to blow. But overall, I would say it's going to be pretty peaceful, and yet quite large in numbers perhaps, and quite intimidating for the government to handle, to be honest. I am getting that for the UK. I'm just getting that drumming. And the drumming to me, if you think about a band or people marching along or some sort of parade or anything like that, usually the music comes first, like the vibration comes first or the band comes first. I think that's what I'm getting that for. The vibration is going to be the start of it, like this, and it's probably Europe's vibration rising that's going to cause UK to move forward. I am getting that. Oh, fingers, guys, over there. Be exciting. But if you're here on my channel, you don't have to be involved in them. You can still sit back and just watch it all unfold in front of you. Just watch it all go by, guys, is my advice. You don't have to. You can go join it if you choose. It's always a personal decision, isn't it, guys? How about we pull some cards today, guys? We're getting a few messages lately for us, guys, because I think we're actually needing it. That's why the guides keep giving them to us. Let's pull an Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. Oh, what funny, strange times we are having, guys. It's mad. You can't even believe it. You really can't. Oh. I'll let that one go. It's too far away for me to reach. Oh, mountain goddess. High vibration, mindfulness, power of the mind. So, keep willing people. There she is, the mountain goddess. And mountains have very significant kind of spiritual energy, don't they, if we think about them? You know, we often relate it to the pyramid as well. High vibration, mindfulness, and power of the mind. See, that's the mindfulness is taking care of yourself. Keeping in your high frequency vibration and really, well, not controlling your mind, but having a very clear mind and a very logical mind, and you're keeping your thoughts nice and clear. That's why we're getting that. Affirmations. Let's pull one of these, guys. Interesting. Reflect. It's okay to learn from your past mistakes. It isn't okay to become their prisoner. This is like the one we had before. It's like that saying you gave us, Jen. Like, things that happen to us don't have to be a life sentence. They can be a learning experience. So I think that's why we're getting that reflect. You know, we've learned a lot from the last 4 years, and we don't kind of have to repeat it, because we don't have to be prisoners to everything that happened to us. You know, we have to let things go. So we can reflect, but just don't stay stuck there, guys. You know, I always say that to you guys. Ooh. Oh, I'm reading you something from my Be Here Now. Oh, my girlfriend, you know, Sandy, that did the Finding Stillness, Liliana Riven, her name is, on Amazon. The book, Finding Stillness. She's released her new kids book. I think it's called There's a Unicorn in My Teacup. It's so cute. It's on Amazon as well. She's a really good writer. So we've got Nourishing Wilderness, guys. Look at there's our tree ferns and things. Nourishing Wilderness. And look, I think a lot of us can relate to how nature is like a therapy. Nature is very healing. I'll just read a tiny bit, because so many of us love our gardens and escaping into nature. And it's like I often use that analogy with, Canada, I got the analogy of, you know, Trudeau's like a bushfire going through, but eventually you'll have that new growth and that comes through in time. Like, just keep your hope alive in Canada, because I know it's hard. The depth of a forest has the power to nourish us very deeply. In Japanese culture, Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, is celebrated as a healing art, understood to work on the mind and body in rejuvenating and fortifying ways. It is also used in convalescence as therapy for people who have been unwell to regain their energy for life, and in the treatment of stress, anxiety, and depression. The vivid, textural, all-encompassing, visceral immersion of the forest atmosphere positively cocoons us. Between the forest floor and canopy, we are at one with nature. With reverence for a forest, we can merge with it, become part of it, and as we move through its precious wild spaces, we see the heartening, wondering magic of life sprawling free, untouched. A world of tangled vines, dappled light, wispy ferns, and braided roots. A world in compelling contrast to the organization and order of the built urban environments in which most of us dwell. As we quieten down, we begin to hear the hum of insects and the song of birds. Gently, gently, as we go, other creatures may feel comfortable and safe enough to cross our paths. In the forest, there is no distraction, hurry, or comparison. Things grow, yet are forever complete, and within it, the new world slips away. Peace embraces us, and the wisdom of nature works with and within us in very real, quantifiable ways. Our minds, our physical and emotional hearts, all our cells are touched and changed. Forest bathing helps us to experience how to be here now. The majestic aliveness and ancient splendor of wilderness teaches us about timelessness, careful seeing, and imperfect perfection. May we sensitively, gracefully enter our earthly forests at every opportunity. Oh, just beautiful. And it's like that. what we got in this book the other day about colour and how colours have frequency too. And you think about a forest, there's like a coolness, there's all this new growth, and it has a vibrational frequency of activity, noise. There's everything has vibration. We know that. That's why it's so calming. Let me see if there's anything to close with today, guys. I'm getting that song by... who sings it? I'm getting that song, This Is the Best Thing That Has Ever Happened to Me. We've had that song a few times here. Oh, I'm trying to think who sings it. I know who sings it, I just can't think of him. Because the awakening is the best thing that ever happens to you, isn't it, guys? You just don't feel so burdened anymore with just hurts and pains and memories, and you just feel so much freer. So this is the best thing that's ever happened to us, is the awakening, guys. I'm getting that song. Hang on. Oh. Give me that Beatles song, Daydreamer, again. I was it Day Tripper? Day Tripper, Daydreamer? Day Tripper, one-way ticket, yeah, must be. Giving me so long to find out, I found out. That's probably right, because it's a one-way ticket to Terabella, isn't it, guys? You don't want to go back. So that would make sense. It's probably why we're getting it. I think it's the Beatles sing that. Cute little song, actually. Hang on. Oh, and I'm getting that song about the forest. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them build for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's the song I'm going to leave you with today. What a wonderful world. Oh, that's a cute song. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That's a pretty song. Can't remember who sings it though. You know how bad I am, guys. All right, I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Look, have a wonderful day, everybody. Please subscribe if you'd like to. Hit the like buttons. Please comment down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take care. Please enjoy your day and keep filing all this information, guys, because otherwise we'll just get bombarded. We've got to try and make logical sense of all this somehow. Oh, take care before I have a coughing fit. I'm going to go. Bye, everyone. Bye.